Hey, it is Wednesday, and I want to welcome you to the DFS Sweatshop. It is October the 5th, so we're going to be discussing today's slate of NBA games for this Wednesday. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why you should totally avoid today. Number one is the amount of games. We've got three games on tap for today, and it's going to be Utah, Phoenix, Cleveland, Orlando, and Toronto is going to be taking on. Excuse me, I got to call real quick. Yeah, Toronto and the Clippers. So one is not a lot of games. You got three games, right? And that's enough for me during NBA season to totally fade, right? Number two is it's preseason, and unless you have done, have are a league insider, a damn near a beat writer, you're not going to know what the minutes are going to be. But I can say this: a couple of these teams have already played, so we've kind of got an idea of what they're leaning toward during the preseason. But the number one reason why you should play is because you're just like me. You are a DFS degenerate, and you're going to get out there and you're going to try your luck. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into maybe a position by position breakdown, see what we come up with as far as plays for the day. Now, at the top, we're going to have to start with Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul had a horrible game last night against Golden State, and there's a good chance that he's going to come out and he's going to play well. Now, they're playing Toronto, who is like number one against point guard, but this is Chris Paul, so he's definitely playable. Now, the question becomes, do you think that Chris Paul's going to give you enough in limited minutes, 15, 18, maybe 20 minutes, to set you apart from everybody else? Or did you want to go with somebody in the backup, somebody that's going to be in a more reserved role? We've got Kyle Lowry, Kyrie Irving, who I don't think is going to be playing today, Elfrid Payton, who's not going to be playing, Brandon Knight, George Hill, Chris Joseph. So I like going young right here. I think George Hill is going to be a really good play today. He's in Utah playing against Phoenix. They're at Phoenix. They're a more up-paced team. They got some young guys that are going to be running. So I really like George Hill in this spot. I wouldn't really touch Chris Paul tonight. Not during the preseason. I would like to maybe roster a player that has more to prove. Somebody who is trying to solidify maybe a number one spot or a solid off the bench role going forward for the season. So I do like George Hill tonight. Now, at the two, Devin Booker has been a really good play so far this preseason. I believe, just looking at some of his game logs, I believe he had maybe 13 points last game. I'm not sure, but he seems like a pretty good play. He had 22 fantasy points last time out, so I really like Devin Booker at the small forward. But let's look a little bit deeper into the shooting guard if we have to. You got DeRozan, who is going to be playing against the Clippers. You've got Eric Bledsoe. You've got, of course, Booker. You got Rodney Hood, who is questionable. Terrence Ross, I don't really know if I like him too much. Now, Mario Hezonja is going to be interesting because the ownership on him may be kind of low because he burned everybody the first game they played. So you might want to get some shares of Mario Hezonja in there as well. He is definitely a GPP play. I would not go him in cash. Next, we're going to be talking about the small forwards. Of course, headline in that list is going to be LeBron James. Now, anytime you get a chance to roster LeBron James at 8,400, even during the preseason, at home, he's somewhat of a distributor. So I would, if you're not looking for him to pack a huge scoring punch, I definitely think he's going to make some preseason value with the rebounds and assists. So I do like him tonight. Behind him, you've got Gordon Hayward, who I really like tonight. Gordon Hayward, I think he had like 34 fantasy points the last time out. So I think Gordon Hayward's going to be a good play. I would play them both actually, because on DraftKings you have that forward spot, but you can play multiple small forwards. You've got Jeff Green from Orlando playing at Cleveland. You've got Warren from Phoenix. You've got Dudley, DeMarre Carroll is going to be playing Toronto at the Clippers, Joe Johnsons in Utah, Richard Jefferson. I don't like any of them. I think the buck stops at Gordon Hayward. I believe LeBron James, Gordon Hayward is going to be the play there for you because the power forward. Now, Derek Favors, he just came up with a questionable tag, but he had 33 points his last time out. Blake Griffin really didn't have a really good game last week. He's the top option at power forward. So I think I like Blake Griffin today because he actually did play a fair amount of minutes the last time out against Golden State, which was last night. Then they got drubbed, bro. It was bad. It was bad. It was really. It's not what the NBA was expecting when they headlined that game. So I really do. I think I like Blake Griffin tonight. I like Blake Griffin tonight. I believe he'll be in a couple of my lineups. We've also got yeah, Blake 17 minutes. Yeah, 17 minutes. 17 minutes, 3 field goals made, 7 attempted. He took a 3, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. The minutes is what you really want to pay attention to, though, because DeAndre Jordan led the team. The starters in minutes. Austin Rivers came off the bench for 26 minutes. He had 0 for 8, or not a very good game from the coach's son. Of course, I wouldn't recommend rostering him at all. So next we're going to move on to the center position. Top of the list is going to be Nikola Vucevic. Had a really good game out last time. For me, he would be the first person I would start. You got Jonas Valanciunas. He is 6,900. DeAndre Jordan, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert had a really good game out, 30 points, fantasy points. DeAndre Jordan, of course, had 38. I like Vucevic in this spot. And Jared Sullinger, he was injured last time. He was a late scratch actually. He didn't play the last time out, so I would stay away from Jared Sullinger. But just the main thing that we should take away from this is we want to familiarize ourselves with the players that are not in solid spots, players that were on the verge last year, going to be coming in. Dante Exum is somebody who I really like. He had a pretty decent game, I believe, the last time out for Utah. Let's check out exact, because we all know Raul Neto is trash, bro. He's trash. He's trash. So we don't have to worry about rostering Raul Neto. So,
but he left after Toronto, played 4 years in Spain. Some with Barcelona, went to Greece, and then re-emerged back.
Yeah, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists on 22 minutes. So 22 minutes from Dante Exum. He's somebody who was injured the last couple of years, who is now getting a chance to play. I think he's gonna take over the starting point guard job. He's somebody who I really like tonight. I'm gonna have him in a few lineups. But while we're here, let's go ahead and get started to make make something. Now at the point guard, we've got I think Paul is in play, so to speak. Irving is going to be out. George Hill. So I would be going between George Hill and Dante Exum, but I'm going to try to get them both in there. And see, this is the beautiful thing about DK playing on DraftKings is you go look at some of the winning lineups. Point guard is like a quarterback in football. And if you have a point guard that distributes, that scores, that maybe can get some rebounds, whoever does the most or with the ball, whoever has the ball first is going to probably do the most with it. So I roster 3-point guards damn near every lineup unless I've got some overwhelming matchup that I really feel like I have to take advantage of. And I think in the preseason, just to go with my regular format I'm going to be using, I'm going to be rostering 4 guards. I'm going to go four guards. My utility spot is going to be a guard, right? So we're going to be doing. Now my first one is going to be George Hill. I like him. The other guard is going to be Dante Exum. At small forward, we're going to go LeBron James. For the other forward spot, we're going Gordon Hayward. I like Fournier at shooting guard. He had a really good game out last time, 25 DK points. I like him. And shooting guard, of course, I think Booker is the play. I definitely think Booker is the play. Power forward, we're going to go Well, let's go center because I want to get Vucevic in there, and we've got 5,900 left at point guard. We've got Serge Ibaka, who is questionables, and Trey Lyles, who I really like. So today's lineup is going to be George Hill, Devin Booker, LeBron James, Trey Lyles, Nikolai Vucevic, Dante Exum, Gordon Hayward, and Evan Fournier. This has been your DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. This is the Fantasy Sweatshop, the daily Fantasy Sweatshop. I'm going to be making videos every day, helping you out, sharing information that I compile along the way. So I want to thank y'all for joining me inside the Sweatshop. Peace. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Wednesday out. Wednesday is Wednesday. WIN. Wednesday. Let's win.